I'm going to recap the price action and the trades that I took today on SPY. And I was trading 0DTE contracts the whole time. I went through 4 trades. I'm going to give you the setup, the rationale for why I took them, and then how those played out. So first things first, I'm going to go through how I drew my zones and my levels. And this zone right here, this overhead supply zone, I drew from several days back. This is actually all the way from this December time frame, December the 14th, which is when we actually had price action in this 400 plus range. So I drew that zone. There's a zone even higher than that, so this next zone all the way up here is again from that time frame, and that is from high of day on December 2nd. And then I drew another zone all the way up here, which was where we peaked in December, which December 1st, that was a high of day supply zone. So I draw my supply zones from high and low of day, and then just for more confluence, I drew this zone right here. So I always get my zones from highs and lows of days. That helps a lot, and I do it on the 15-minute chart. Here we're on the 5-minute chart, but I would be doing that on a higher time frame. So the second zone down here is from January 23rd high of day, and then the zone below it right here is from the 25th high of day. So I have all my zones. That gives me a lot of profit targets and gives me an idea of how the price is going to hit resistances and support. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll replay the price action, and I'll let you know how it goes, and we'll kind of do a commentary. So, right, so we get a strong open. Something cool here is I do have my own indicator, and if you go on like the 3-minute chart, it's signaled to buy, and then if you go on the 15-minute chart as well, there was a signal to buy. So it didn't pop up on the 5-minute chart just because of certain parameters, but it was a good strong open. We got a 921 EMA crossover, we got heavy volume, we got a green MACD, and what I was really looking for here was I was looking at pre-market high. So pre-market high was a really strong level. It typically is a strong level, so pre-market high, pre-market low, previous day high, and previous day low can be some good key levels to put on your chart. So I was looking for a close above this, or a strong breakout past this level, and I was looking to take calls, 0DTE calls to this zone right here, which was the bottom of this supply zone. So I wait for us to break through that zone, and then I entered calls there, and this kind of just shot up after that, and I took my profits. So I took a lot of them off at 15%, and I kept a couple of runners. Those went like 30%, so that was the first trade of the day. And then we go ahead and reject the top of this supply zone. And then after that rejection, we dump, and we catch some support there. We dump again, and then we bounced really strong off of VWAP. So when we got that really strong bounce off of VWAP, and you can see that increase in volume there, then we're kind of looking at an upside move. So I wanted to get a close above this this zone right here, and then once we got that candle close, I entered calls, and my target was actually the bottom of this supply zone. But once we closed on this big wick right here, I took my profits because those large wicks on overextended moves can indicate some potential downside. And then we got this wick. So, oops. Anyway, we got this is a, you can call it an inverted hammer, you can call it a shooting star, but it's typically a reversal candle. And so this is when I sent out 1027 in Discord. I was like SPY looking toppy, because it was showing signs of reversal. Alright, so then we hit VWAP, we find some support off VWAP, things looking a little good. Alright, and then this is when we dump. So I see a huge increase in volume. I'm seeing a red MACD, and I'm seeing that we broke through the 9, VWAP, and 21, and the bottom of this zone, this demand zone. So this was a really strong bearish move. So I was thinking, like, if we drop below this zone, we could get some downside. So I called out puts before this dump, but I was out of my positions, but I ended up just scalping puts. So once we went below here, I took my puts, and I was looking for the 200 EMA, and I don't think we actually end up hitting the 200 EMA. And here's when we got to be careful, right? So we dumped here, we were showing signs of bearishness, but we were also consolidating and forming a flag. At the same time, we were creating some really strong support here. So you can see at this 403 level, we closed on this level, and then we wick below it, we closed on this level. Again, we wick to this level, shoot back up, wick. We cannot break that level, so it's starting to look like some strong support. So that's a good sign. Like, if you're in puts from the initial dump, you want to consider getting out. It is forming a bear flag, and you would only continue holding your position or enter another put position if we broke through that support. So again, we touch that support, and then we don't break through it, and then here's where I start looking at a reversal towards the upside. So now you see this big increase in volume here. We get this bullish engulfing candle, which closes above the 21 EMA. Now, and I'm also looking at that MACD starting to curl. So now I'm looking at a potential call entry. So what I want to see is I want to see a bullish 921 EMA crossover, and I want to see a candle close above VWAP, and ideally I would also want to see that MACD turn green. All right, so yep, on this next candle we see all those things happening: increase in volume, green MACD, close above VWAP, super bullish move. And so I enter calls here, and I'm looking for a couple of levels. So my first target would be this clear resistance here that was touched 3 times by candles. And then if we can break through that, my next level would be high of day. So we enter calls there, get that nice candle, consolidate, and then boom. So we hit that target, and then we're getting very close to high of day there. I would take profits, and then boom, we hit high of day, and then that is my, let's see, 1 trade, 2 trade, that's my 3rd trade right there. Actually, I guess that would be my 4th. So I was kind of done after this. I had my profits. I was up like 60-something% on my Robinhood, which was, it's a very there's not a lot of risk mitigation on that account, but on my main account, I was up like 13% on the day. So that was a lot of fun. And so that's the recap for today.